Welcome everyone to a brand new playthrough on Crusader Kings 3. Well, this has been one of the most popular games I've played on the channel with the last campaign that I played through. I'm going to do it again. A couple of things are going to be different this time than my last playthrough, in which I started out as a count in England. This time we're going to start out in Augsburg in what is today southern Germany. But let me back up and kind of show you where we're at here. We are doing a couple of things. Number one, we're using the Shattered World mod, which means there are only counts. There are no dukes, no kings, no emperors. Everyone's going to have to claw their way to the top themselves. I'm starting out as the Count of Augsburg. I did create a ruler and made my own, Count Christoph of Augsburg. I'm using the family name Stilwagen, which is one of my family names that came from this part of Germany. It became anglicized as Stillwagen. But we're going to start out in Augsburg. We're going to play through starting in the year 867. We're not going to continue this into other games such as Europa Universalis 4. That just kind of dropped off and wasn't nearly as popular. So I'm just going to do a playthrough on this game. We are using the new downloadable content, which allows a lot of new features which we will be exploring and we'll see throughout the game. A lot of it has to do with your court, and you can see right here you've got new court positions, such as a tutor, an antiquarian, your court physician, which you had before, bodyguards, personal champions, food tasters, all kinds of stuff. And of course, they all cost money to hire. So let's go ahead and dive in. I gave myself Midas Touch. I am 18 years old, unmarried. I don't have really any other traits at the moment. I'm pretty good in martial skill, not very good in intrigue. Learning is good. Prowess in combat is good. Stewardship's pretty good. So let's dive in, see what happens. So here's my House Stellwagen crest that I created. I thought that S looked kind of cool. So we threw that on there with just a pretty simple design. I'm not all big on fancy designs. First things first, though, we need to find a spouse. So Ermentrude Carling is the daughter of Count Charles. Charles the Bald of France. So he would be the king in France if there were kings. So pretty powerful guy and probably someone that I wouldn't mind uniting myself with. She's paranoid and gluttonous, though, and lustful. Not exactly killer stats that you want to start with, and she's not particularly good in things. So I don't know that that's the way we want to go. Let me look at some of all skills, because right now I'm thinking about skills that I could pass on to my children and traits more than anything else. So I'll look around a little bit. Richgard, she's Bavarian. She's got some really nice stats, especially in intrigue, which would probably be very helpful. She's lowborn. A lot of these are lowborn, actually. So what would that mean if I married her? I would lose 100 prestige. Probably not the best way to start. Now, Count Charles has a second daughter. She's only 14. She's also lustful, but she's just and brave. And that might not be a bad way to go. And the stats are a little better overall. Not fantastic. But I would gain 600 prestige for marrying her. So I think we'll go with her. I can't marry her for 2 years because she's only 14, but it's a start. All right, I accept your betrothal proposal. We need to choose a lifestyle, and I'm going to go with stewardship because I'm all about the money early on here. Domain focus, wealth focus, duty focus. We're going to go domain focus. Building construction costs right off the bat reduced. I like that idea. We're going to try to build up infrastructure early because it's going to help us in the long run against other people who are building up. We can create the Duchy of Augsburg. That's interesting that right off the bat I actually have enough to be able to create a duchy. I don't know why I control 3 counties when I did this as, you know, kind of breaking everything up. But it looks like it's going to allow me to create a duchy right off the bat. I just need the 250 gold to do it. It does look like there are several other realms that control multiple counties to start. I don't know why it did it that way for the Shattered World mod, but I guess we'll just go with it. Betrothed can marry. Okay, excellent. Let's make that happen. So I guess we don't have to wait until she's 16. Oh, she is 16. I Could have sworn she was 14 a minute ago, but alright. That's fine. Charismatic negotiator. That's cool. She's got a decent stewardship skill. We have another available perk. Oh, here we go. Nice. Professional workforce. It's going to reduce the time it takes to construct a building. So interesting thing here is that I'm Bavarian, but all of my 3 counties that I control are Swabian. So kind of interesting that I have a different culture than the rest. I guess I'm going to have to figure out what to do about that. At some point, I'm going to have to convert them to my culture or convert myself to their culture, which might make more sense. Become Swabian instead. Okay, let's start putting our people to work doing things. We're going to go to the County of Augsburg and increase our development by 1. That'll take 3 years. I'm looking to see. Okay, actually, Kempton will only take 2 years, so let's start there. Find secrets, disrupt schemes. Let's find secrets. And I got to think about where I might want to grow first. And I'm thinking about Munich over here, München. So let's start looking for some secrets there. Train commanders. Let's do that. And then here we're going to fabricate a claim on München. And I think we're good for now. We have no heir, but hopefully we'll be working on that fairly soon. And no sooner had I said it than it has come true. Countess Rothried is with child. We're into 871 already. Greetings, my liege. Despite our best efforts, my agents have yet to uncover any secrets in Count Eric's court. I do not believe we will ever find anything either. Okay, fine. So he doesn't think we're going to find anything good. Of course, it's pretty early in the game to be finding secrets, I guess, for now. So let's go back to our court here and see. We're gaining what? 3.8 right now. Well, we're gaining 3 because we're losing 8.8 for unraised men-at-arms. We're going to have to look at our military at some point and deal with that. But so we can actually spend some on some things here. Court tutor might be good when my child gets a little older. And I don't think we need to worry about things like bodyguards yet, because we haven't angered enough people to have to worry about that. Okay, so we have the ability now to press a claim on the County of München. Let's go ahead and do that. I have no idea what kind of numbers we're looking at as far as our military goes, but I would have to believe that with 3 counties I've got enough to be able to take him on. In the meantime, we are not endorsed by our suffragan bishop, so we're going to start working on a sway scheme to get him on our side. There's the ability to learn other languages now, which I think must be one of the things in the new downloadable content. It looks like I can learn up to 4 languages, so that's cool. My wife speaks French, so it might be good to try and learn her language. It's going to take me 6 years to learn it. Oh, I actually will lose the sway scheme if I do that. So let's finish the sway scheme first, and then we'll start trying to learn French. There are fair stretches of unsettled land in the county of Burgau, often blamed on unsuitable terrain. Design an aqueduct will cost some money. Let's do this. It doesn't cost anything and might still gain. Unforeseen difficulties. We should take our time and get this right. The project continues. Your newborn son and player heir. All right. What's a good Bavarian name? Matthias. I like that. Let's go with that. New available perk, centralization, development growth in realm capital 0.3 per month. That's nice. I like that. But we're going to go with taxman. Collect taxes effectiveness goes up 25%. All right, we finally dealt with the irrigation problem, and we've got a new perk available because of it. Defensive measures, no. I think now we'll go with centralization. We're about to finish our sway scheme. All right, he still has not endorsed us. I can declare war on Count Eric. I guess we should probably go ahead and do that. Let's go gobble up Munich, shall we? Okay, so we're going to raise our armed forces. I'm going to slow the time down a little bit here. We've got 905 men available to us. I would imagine he can't call on that many. Yeah, he's got 199. This should go fairly well. Faction created against me. The county of Burgau has given rise to the peasant rabble. Alright, whatever. We'll deal with them soon enough. All that work to sway my suffragan bishop, and he just went and died. So now I actually don't have one. Now we got to try and sway the new one, or maybe we just send him a gift. I don't know. Oh, that's a lot. How about we just try to sway him again? Oh, my wife's pregnant again. Hopefully it's a daughter this time, or at least another son, so we have an heir and a spare. I seized terracotta toy fowl after the siege of Munich. So we've got that's something new. These artifacts that we're able to gather up, and I guess we'll have to figure out how those play into the game because I'm really not sure yet. But in the meantime, we have completed the conquest of Munich, which is now a part of our realm. Again, we're still waiting on having enough money, though, to... let's disband the military here. Waiting on enough money to be able to create a duchy. I am the new culture head of Bavarian culture. Awesome. And here's another son. Lothar. I like Lothar as a good Bavarian name. We'll go with Lothar. Okay, our suffragan bishop has started to endorse me, so that's good. We have low county control here, and that's something we can deal with using our court. It's been a while since I've played this, so it's taking me a little while to find my way around. Here's the council, and we need to deal with county control. So our marshal is who will deal with that, so we'll send him to go deal with the low control there. We don't have a fabricate claim going on right now, and that's okay. I don't really need one at the moment. So hybrid cultures can be formed now. That's pretty cool. Should we invest in something? Yeah, let's invest in a jeweler's workshop. Why not? So you can see the world as we know it. A brewing troublemaker. While I've come to expect mischief from my son and heir, Matthias, his creativity keeps me on my toes. When it is not a prank, it is a brawl, a disgruntled tutor, or grazed knees from an adventure gone wrong. He gained the trait rowdy. Interesting. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start working on learning my wife's language of French. Actually, it's not. It's the Dual Vulgar language. Interesting. Our perks continue to be unlocked in this architect lifestyle, and we are working our way down to architect, and then we can probably choose some new ones. So it is 876. I, Count Christoph of Augsburg, are 27 years old now. I have just the two sons, Matthias, who's 4, and Lothar, who's 2. I'd like to have a couple of daughters to be able to marry off for alliances. It just hasn't happened so far. To the loathsome Count Christoph, we have been burdened with your oppressive laws for far too long, no more. We are done paying you taxes. Once your coffers dry up and your larders are empty, you will wish you had treated us more fairly. Leader Hunfrid of the Peasant Revolt. Bring it on. Alright, so we've got a Peasant Revolt of 243. Not something I'm too particularly worried about, given the size of our armies. I could probably take care of them just with my men-at-arms. But we're going to raise all of the armies. And then very quickly and easily punish this peasant revolt. Beautifully done. We took the leader of the revolt hostage. I love looking at the details of the battles because you get to see who killed what, and especially the knights. So men like Ehrenfried, who is my marshal and knight, he killed 9 himself. Excellent. So that's the end of that revolt. I now have the funds to create the Duchy of Augsburg, so I'm about to get a promotion. I am now a mighty duke. I hate that crest, though, for Augsburg. Oh, I'm not a fan of that at all. But, alright, you know what? We just got to deal with it. I can vassalize Count Guntbald of Alpsee. He will not accept, so we're going to have to kind of sway him a little bit. What if we gift him that artifact? That terracotta toy fowl. Let's do that. I gained a level of fame. Now will he accept? He will still not accept. So base reluctance is minus 45. Cultural acceptance minus 20. So we're going to have to swing him a little further in our direction. We can work on his opinion. I can't do sway because I'm in the middle of learning my wife's language right now. That's a kind of a locked-in one that I can't get out of for a little while. Now, if we give him low feudal obligations, he'll accept. So he would start with low taxes and low levy contribution. I can accept that. I'm all right with that. We do need some new knights. And this guy is a good one. It's going to cost 45 to recruit him. Excellent. I'm going to forbid this guy just because he sucks. Same with this guy here. And eventually we'll have more knights that we can recruit. Court physician's probably something I'm going to want at some point. Powerful vassal expects a council position. Count Gunbald, the guy I just vassalized. What's he want? So Count Gunbald's really good at intrigue, so I'm going to guess that that's probably what he wants, is that spot as spy master, and it makes sense because he's significantly better than the spy master we have. So let's go ahead and put him on the council. And we're going to use him to disrupt schemes, which actually is already what he's doing, so we're good there. Now, just thinking long term about what our goals are going to be, we are in the western part of what would be the Kingdom of Bavaria, right here. Of course, then that is a part of what could be the Empire of Germania, right there. Francia, Italia, Byzantine Empire, Carpathia, Southern Baltic Empire, Russia are all those kind of de jure empires that are out there. Time to designate a guardian for my son and heir, Matthias. He's a bold believer. Who can we designate? I mean, there's my wife. I could do it myself, which actually wouldn't be a bad idea because my stats are looking pretty good. I think for now, I'm going to raise him myself. Though eventually I think I probably want to hire a court tutor. I definitely need a court physician. Let's go ahead and work on that first. Ehrenfried, my marshal. Let's go with Bernhard just because Ehrenfried's already my marshal. Powerful agent and hostile schemes against me. Well, forget you, dude. Actually, they're all like that. None of them are even very good in aptitude for the position, so... yeah, I guess we won't hire a court physician for now. How about a court tutor? He's poor also. Allows me to teach my son a language. Man, none of them are very good. I guess we wait. The Catholic world is appalled to learn that my Bishop Adolf was caught in flagrante delicto with several young servants in his home. The poor aide who discovered them had to avert his eyes while the culprits rushed to grab their clothes and get dressed. While scandals among the clergy are nothing new, it is disquieting for one to occur so close to home. Condemn him? Yes, let us condemn him and gain some piety. In the meantime, let's take a look at things. I'm 28 years old. I'm feeling like the wife may be done with the whole child thing. I don't know why we haven't had any more. Maybe she's too busy teaching me her language. Lit only by a single candle, my finger pauses on an entry in the ledger. Something's not quite right. Soon I am searching through every record for from the county of Burgau I can find. An entire village has gone missing from the taxation records. I shall travel to the village personally. After days of travel, I find the village is missing from my records. It is thriving, and they insist they do pay their taxes. Arnulf, the barony's tax collector, has not been entirely honest. He has questions to answer. Oh boy, he's been robbing me. You will be forgotten in the dark. I could use someone who owes me their life, or I can execute him. We're going to imprison him. Alright. New perk, popular figurehead. Popular opinion is plus 50. That's cool. I like it. All shall love me. There's one county over here that's a part of our duchy, but has not submitted to me. And he's at -6, so it wouldn't take a lot to get him in the right direction. I could send him 100. That might do it. Looks like it would. Again, we're going to have to go low feudal obligations to make it happen. But now we have gathered up everything that's in my de jure duchy. The peasants of the County of Augsburg are in a good mood. Ooh, intriguing. Send soldiers to collect more gifts. 75. County reinvestment. Let's reinvest. Charles the Bald has died. I was allied with him. That's my father-in-law. So he is no longer. So who now inherits that? I would guess it's probably one of her siblings. After all that, I have failed in learning her language. You know what? Forget it. I admit defeat. I don't need to stress myself out trying to do it right. We can designate a guardian for Lothar. How about my marshal and knight? He's got some pretty decent stats there. I should have done convert culture on my son. How about knights? We got any new knights we can add to the realm here? We can't afford to recruit this guy. So I hired a local sculptor, and he came back with the product of his labor. I inspect the statue from head to toe. It's an effigy of a saint. So it's a masterwork pedestal item, which I guess I can probably put in my court and decorate. So that's cool. So you click on your inventory here, and it shows you what you have. Like right now I have this effigy of a saint. You can eventually get crowns and weapons and armor and regalia and things like that you can probably pass on to your children, etc. I don't have a royal court because I'm not at the level of king yet. Taking a look at our culture. We are Bavarian, even though most of my people are not. But I guess eventually if I work my way over into Bavaria itself, I could stay Bavarian. So we're Central Germanic heritage, and High Germanic is the language. Bavarian aesthetics, only the men can be commanders and knights. We are strong believers. The zealous and humble traits are more common. Low opinion of different faiths. We have stand and fight as a cultural tradition. That's pretty cool. So that kind of should direct what types of units that I raise, because heavy infantry and spearmen and heavy cavalry have higher toughness but higher maintenance. So it might be good to focus on heavy infantry, for example. Hereditary hierarchy. Rulers with poor education traits such as indulgent, wastrel, or naive appeaser are distrusted. All Bavarian characters, tyranny loss minus 75%, long reign bonus plus 25%. You can reform your culture by adding new traditions, which is pretty cool, but you have to have a ton of prestige in order to be able to do that. So that'll be something that we look at down the road. Certainly not something we're thinking about right now. but there are a lot of different ones. Warfare, realm, ritual, regional, social traditions. Very cool. There's a lot more customization available than there used to be. You can diverge your culture and create a new one. That's pretty awesome. Matthias came to me complaining about Adeline bullying him. He started asking how to get someone hanged if he felt like they should be. You're going to hang a girl that's picking on you, dude? You're 9, she's 5. She's the daughter of Count Güntbald, so that's certainly not something we want to mess with at all. Your will is the only law that truly matters. Why not hide in your room instead? None of these are very good. I guess we just go with your will truly matters. My goodness. That's not my favorite thing to do. It's 881. I am now 32 years old. We have a new available perk. Gain the trait Architect. Now here's the thing. I've invested a lot into being able to build things on the cheap and faster than usual, but I'm not getting the money to allow me to do that. So I'm wondering if there's an opportunity to borrow finances from someone at some point. So I'm going to go ahead and get my steward to work on collecting taxes. And that's going to get me up to a monthly income of 4. The voice of reason. Another council meeting, another conflict. Steward Rudiger and Spymaster Güntbald are arguing violently about the religious minorities issue. As Duke, I could silence them with a single word, but I have a better idea. My diplomatic pursuits have given me insight on how to handle situations like this to please everyone. Find a compromise. Yeah, we'll try to compromise. It did not work. They both lost 10 opinion of me. I'm known for my dedication to my faith, so I've gained another level of piety. Alright, let's start working on some new buildings. We've got enough to build something. Farms and fields would give me +5 tax a month. That's actually really good. That would be very helpful. So let's go ahead and do that. I was shocked when I caught Matthias trying to steal from the travel chest of the visiting Mayor Rudiger. He gave me an impressive speech on how he now understood why what he had done was wrong. Humble would be very good to have, I think. My mortal body. Oh boy, I'm ill. Send for a physician now. All I want is to stay in bed. I gotta find a court physician because I don't have one. I'm gonna have to pay 50. Yeah, let's do it. I'm way too young to die. Do no more than what is necessary. A little brighter. That's good. Excellent work. I don't look... Oh, I wasn't looking good, but I think I've overcome my illness. Excellent. Yeah, I'm only 34 years old. I don't want to be dying yet. My prisoner Arnulf has died in my dungeons. Oh, well. Alright, now more villages are missing, but my collectors know of an obvious explanation. High taxes have led to much abandonment of perfectly good land. Interesting. So, do we need to lower the taxes, or just get that guy to stop raising taxes? I guess, perhaps, is what we need to do. Let's go back to increased development in the county. Okay, we've got a new perk available, and my wife is pregnant. It took like 10 years, but she's pregnant again. Most of the commoners living in Augsburg are of Swabian descent. Let's see. So they're thinking about wanting to put him in charge because he's Swabian. Teach them the superiority of the Bavarian culture. Interesting. Let's try that. It worked! Augsburg is now Bavarian. Excellent. I have a daughter, even better. It's going really well so far. I'm happy with all of that. Bertrada, Hildegard. These are some good German names here. Bertrada it is. Okay, so that's kind of where we're at right now. While I was at the market with Matthias, his attention was caught by a criminal chained to the pillory. When the man begged for water, Matthias immediately promised to bring it and soon returned from a nearby well. Interesting. He's compassionate. I like it. This kid's turning out all right so far. Let's take a look at him. He's 13 years old. So he's got arbitrary, which is not a great one, but humble is good. Compassionate. And he's rowdy. That's all right. We should probably start thinking about who we're going to marry him off to. Let's start with Alliance Power. And then look for somebody that's kind of near his age. And nothing really good there. How about Sum of All Skills? Dang. Well, yeah, we're not going to marry him off to some 40-year-old. Sibylla? Maybe. She's not real cute, though. I want somebody who's got good skills but is also young. Franconian, she's 33. Darn. So what about this lady here? Not great. She's greedy, shy, and just. Not the worst thing in the world. This one here is Saxon, though. And she's got 15 in learning. Callous, diligent, generous. I like her. Let's propose that. Count Lothar of Oldenburg. Where's he at? Let's check him out. He's way up here in the north, but that's okay. All right, I think we're going to wrap it up right there for the first episode. Duke Christoph of Augsburg is 35 years old. Let me know your thoughts. I think eventually from some of these episodes we'll probably throw out some votes to our patrons to see what you want me to do next, and I'll make those binding. You're kind of like my counsel at large, and you can make decisions for me, but I don't really have any at the moment. We will definitely have some down the road. But let me know your thoughts. Please hit that like button if you want to see more from this series. We are going to continue with Grand Tactician of the Civil War. That'll be back tomorrow. Thanks for watching.